Luke Hollman, the start of our Blast campaign obviously didn't quite go as planned. A tough night for the lads out there today.
Yeah, it wasn't quite how we envisaged it would have gone, but I think ultimately we started this process, first game last year, about how we want to go about our cricket, the brand we want to play, and I think fine, it didn't quite go to plan in terms of the result, but the brand we've played has, I think it's a great starting point. Of course, there's got to be a few areas where we've got to refine and just get a bit better and just get up to speed with things. But in terms of the style of play we wanting to outtake, it's a starting point. And of course, once it clicks, I think it's going to be something that teams are really going to fear. And that's exciting. And let's also keep this in context. It's the first game. So
yeah, it's difficult, Luke, too. You quite often see this. I mean, you come out of a very successful 4-day campaign where we've won, we've not been beaten in 7 games. We're sitting second in the Division 2 table, and you come into this full of confidence, and the change in format does funny things, and you can't measure what the campaign will be like on this performance and this performance alone. But looking at the way that played out, it looked to be a hell of a lot tougher to bat on in the second innings.
Yeah. I think they bowled well. Yeah. They executed, and they've got 2 overseas bowlers, and they hit the straps straight away and bowled well. And that's nothing against our bowlers at all. I think their bowlers, and from speaking to Billings behind the stumps, they thought cross seam would be the most effective, and I presume that's probably what they went fairly swiftly into our innings, and that seemed to have worked. Yeah, it's like I said, it's first game, and come Sunday when we're playing back here in an away game, we'll be hitting the straps for sure.
Some reward for the spinners tonight, of course. Parkinson picked up a hat-trick on his way to a 4 for 3 wickets for yourself. I thought you bowled exceptionally well out there in tough circumstances. They were going well when you came on, and you really dragged it back and bowled exceptionally tightly.
Yeah, I was happy with how I bowled, apart from the last ball, which I got pongoed out the ground for 6. But that's life and that's white ball cricket. I'm really happy with, personally, with where my game's at really, and the start of this summer. I feel like I've worked really, really hard whilst I was away in Australia, in Adelaide, and it's nice to start to see some rewards for some of the hard work and graft I put in over there. And all the people who have been supportive over there, and also since I've come back as well. So yeah, it's just nice to get off the competition on the right foot. So hopefully I can maintain that and keep going, really, personally.
Talking of being pongoed out of the park, I think the biggest 6 of the night probably came off your bat. An absolutely huge shot out there into the flats next to the ground. You've scored a fair few runs for the 2s this year already. Is it something you've worked really hard on over the winter, your batting?
Yeah, I still very much see myself as an all-rounder, and I probably quite haven't, in the 3 knocks in the first team I've had, probably haven't got the runs I would have liked, but that's life, and you know what, I don't mind not doing so well with the bat if I'm seeing 7 other blokes ahead of me in the order, which they all are doing in brilliant form and churning runs for fun. Yeah. So and we're racking up big scores, which is brilliant to see. I feel like I made some good progress over the winter as well with the bat, and that was quite a lot of conversations with Cootsy and Jono as well. And since I come back with Ramps, just kind of checking in. The check-ins were great. Of course, there was no support out there, so I had to work it out myself and really just kind of try and find a happy medium, really. But we had some regular check-ins with those guys, and I was really happy with the progress I made out there, and it's nice to kind of have that reassuring factor of getting a few runs as well, which is great.
Absolutely. I guess one of the great joys of Blast, Luke, is that you don't get time to dwell on a defeat like this. You mentioned obviously we're back here on Sunday as the away side. How much of an advantage will it be playing on the same wicket again?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big advantage. I know Essex know this ground inside out, of course, but we've played on that wicket, and we're going to know what's going to be successful on that wicket, and I think that's really going to suit our bowling attack as well. So like I said earlier, just parking this game and really hit the ground running on Sunday and get that first win on the board. An early win's crucial in this competition, and that's something we're aware of and we want to do, and it's something we want to achieve, is to get 8 wins and to slide into that top 4 spot and get to the beginning of September and have some knockout cricket, and then after that anything can happen.
Absolutely right. Well, Luke, thanks ever so much for your time. Well bowled tonight, and shame about the result, but go again on Sunday and we can turn this round.
Cheers, Fletch.